BYD's chairman has predicted exactly what will happen next year in the electric car market. He's also disclosed just how many pre-orders BYD have. And it's a lot more than I expected. Hello, my friends. You're watching The Electric Viking. My name is Sam Evans. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to all the new subscribers and welcome to everyone else who's been on board for the last, between 1 to 7 months. We just started the channel 7 months ago. So make sure you check out some of our other 585 videos that we've made over the last, 6.5 months, really. I just want to say a big shout out, a big thank you to all members of the channel and all Patreons of the channel. If you want to become a member of the channel, I'll put a link in the description below. You get access to videos up to 48 hours in advance. If you want to become a Patreon of the channel, well, I'd really appreciate your support. I'll put a link in the description below to how you can become a Patreon. BYD's chairman says that BYD has around 200,000 pre-orders, and he expects China's new energy vehicle penetration to exceed 35% by the end of 2023. In other words, he's saying at minimum the market will be 35% electric because, to be honest, hybrids and plug-in hybrids actually aren't very popular at all in China. The only company that actually sells any of those in volume is BYD. Of the 19% new energy vehicles sold that represent 19% of the Chinese car market in October, of those, 90% were electric cars. So you can see there's really not a lot of demand for plug-in hybrids and hybrids in China. BYD's chairman is essentially saying that he thinks around 35% of the car market in China will be electric by the end of 2022. That's not far away. It's only 1 year away. Now, seeing as China currently sells around about 20 million cars per year, that would suggest that in 2022, there'll probably be around about 7 million electric car sales. That is, frankly, insane. Now, the rapid development of China's new energy vehicle market is clearly evident from BYD's deliveries and orders this year, which have been unbelievable. They've been increasing by 10,000 every month for 6 straight months. BYD's chairman and president, Wang Shanfu, who, by the way, is quite an interesting man. I'll put a link in the description below to his life story. It's actually very unusual and fascinating the way he grew up without parents. So he said that demand for BYD's vehicles far exceeds supply, with orders on hand for 200,000 units. And the current delivery period for these models is as long as 4 months and is apparently getting longer by the day. So if you're watching this from China or from whatever country where soon you'll be able to buy a BYD vehicle, make sure you put your hand up straight away because there is an enormous amount of demand. Now, Wang said that BYD has invested and continues to invest heavily in batteries. Obviously, they make LFP batteries. They make the famous Blade battery. I'll put some links in the description below. If you haven't heard of those batteries, you haven't heard about BYD, you need to check it out. BYD is going to be one of the three biggest one of the three biggest car companies on the planet and one of the biggest companies on the planet, period, by 2030, or even by 2025. Now, like I reported in another video where I said the real reason BYD is increasing its prices by 20% on batteries, well, my guess in that video was that BYD wasn't doing it because of the actual supply costs, but because of demand. Well, essentially, I feel nice. I feel good because I've been proven right here. BYD's chairman is basically saying the same thing. He's saying we don't have enough batteries to meet our current demand. He's confirmed that. This is the first time I've heard this information. He confirmed that within the last 48 hours. So it's interesting to see that what I suspected was correct. On January 11, BYD released what they call super hybrid technology, which is an electric drive-based hybrid technology that can make the vehicle range exceed 1,200 kilometers and enable 0 to 100 kilometer an hour or 0 to 62 mile per hour acceleration time of less than 3 seconds. However, BYD is getting in the habit of apologizing to customers because they don't like making customers wait. And they're having to do that right now because they just have so much demand. I mean, there's no way they could have expected that orders would increase by 10,000 every single month for 6 straight months. That's just, for a company that size, when, more than 50% of BYD's company is based around building batteries and mobile phones, cell phones. So actually the car division of BYD is actually a fairly small part of the company. At the end of May, BYD said that the delivery of additional orders required an average waiting time of 4 months at the time. And since then, like I said, orders have increased by 10,000 per month. So they apologize for the inconvenience that's caused customers. A lot of customers in China, they don't like to wait. A lot of customers who ordered the Ford Mustang Mach-E in China have now said to each other, there's an owners group of so-called future owners for the Mustang Mach-E. They're basically saying to each other, yeah, let's just order a Tesla Model Y. You have to wait. We've had to wait too long to get a Mustang Mach-E. I'll put a link in the description below to that video that I made. Now, in early September, when BYD unveiled its e-platform 3.0 and their Ocean X concept car, Wang apologized again to consumers for the slow delivery of models at the launch, saying that production capacity was climbing and deliveries would be accelerated. BYD is currently building factories in about 7 different locations. Now, BYD sold 81,000 new energy vehicles in October, which was an increase of 249% from 1 year ago and 14% from September, the previous month, including 80,000 passenger cars and 1,037 commercial vehicles. Now, Wang said that sales of new energy vehicles in China, you can basically just call new energy vehicles now electric vehicles because 90% of them are anyway. So let's just say sales of electric vehicles in China are expected to top 3.3 million units this year, and that the penetration of NEVs in China will exceed 35% by the end of next year. In other words, Wang here is saying that electric car sales will double in China next year versus October. So by the end of this year, NEV penetration will be probably for the overall year around about 14% for the whole year. We're seeing an increase every month. So that's meaning obviously the figures, in December we'll probably see 20% of all vehicles sold in China be electric vehicles. But obviously in January it was only about 7%. So the entire figure for the whole year will probably be close to around 14%, but Wang's saying by the end of next year will be at 35%. So really that means approximately double of the number of electric cars sold this year will be sold next year in China. Considering China is the world's largest car market, that's insane. Wang said penetration rate of NEVs in China has increased from 5 to 6% at the beginning of the year to just under 20% in October. I'm really excited to see what it's going to be in November. Any predictions? I want to see some predictions on the channel. Whoever gets closest, hit me up and I will give you a prize. Just joking, I don't give prizes. If anyone's telling you that in the comment section below, they are a spammer. Some idiots love to spam and try and get you on WhatsApp, and I don't know what they do, but ignore anyone saying on WhatsApp, I'm giving you a prize. I don't do that. Sorry. Now, Wang believes that along with the increase in the penetration of electric vehicles, the industry chain of the automotive industry will be reconfigured, especially the battery and semiconductor supply chain, which will see massive structural changes in China. So if you haven't already invested in BYD, now's the time. Take whatever stocks you've invested in, Toyota, Rivian, Lucid, these companies that are just enormously overvalued. Put them into a company that is actually producing things right now. It's producing a lot of things right now. Remember, BYD, by the end of this year, will probably be the second largest battery manufacturer in the world. If not, they'll be third. That's huge because in addition to being the third largest battery manufacturer in the world, they're also the second largest electric car manufacturer in the world over the last couple of months. And those numbers are only increasing. Thanks for watching the channel. Hope you've enjoyed the video. I'll see you again on the next one. Bye-bye, my friends.